Okay, Kaouthar, we would like to hear from you.
What do you want to hear from me?
I
Ask
want
me.
to hear your story, and then we'll tell you a few more things afterwards. Can you share a bit about what, I introduced you before, and you work at the university as a professor, and you also run your organization on gender capital.
Yes.
And how did you arrive at that from Tunis to Amsterdam? What was your journey?
I am born, I grew up in Tunisia, and it's an Arab Muslim culture where from a very young age, it's very much like inside of the house, women could do a lot. Outside, we were allowed nothing. And the reason was it's because you are a girl and he's a boy. And I was like, what is this, sorry, yeah, shitty system? I don't like this. But it's everywhere the same. So I thought I will make sure focus is I get my degree and then I'm going to go to Paris. I study at the Sorbonne. I'm going to live in Europe. They are free. They have democracy. And then I don't have this problem anymore. So I went to Europe. I studied at the Sorbonne. And then I realized that's still the same problem. It's a little bit lighter. But because, honestly, as a child, I thought like in Europe, they are all the women, they are presidents, and they are ministers, and they are leading the companies, and they are half-half equal. And then I realized, no, that was not the case. So I had a period where I was completely depressed because I thought like, if in Europe, with democracy, with economic wealth, with the freedom, and they couldn't reach that, what about the rest of the world living in dictatorship and poverty? And it was like hopeless. It was very painful. I was very angry. And then I decided, okay, I have to do something about it. So I decided also, I started teaching at university about gender, but also to compare systems, to make people aware. It's not only in Arab Muslim countries or in Africa or in Asia, it's everywhere. And it's like an epidemic, it's a virus. It's called patriarchal system, which is not necessarily the man. It's not the fault of the man. I think this is also something for me was very important and different with Western feminism. Men are victim like the women from the same system. The only thing is they have a certain role to play, the upper hand, and the women are playing the other role. But the system can also persist because the women are supporting the patriarchal system as well. It's not only the men. It's very unfair to always point at the men. So I started doing all this work at university about this. But the big change for me was when I became a mother. That was really like, because I was very ambitious, I was working very hard. I was also using a lot of my masculine skills. At the same time, I learned from a very young age a dance called in Arabic, رقصة الإلهات, dance of the goddesses, which is always danced by women together to be what you said, to go inside. So I was having like a kind of schizophrenic life. So I was using this dance with women, training women, also in corporate, at work, everywhere, to get into their bodies. But me, myself, when I was at my work academically, I was into my brain, functioning with masculine qualities. And when I had my son, I remember after 3 months, I didn't realize after 3 months I had to go back to work. I was like, shit, what? I'm gonna leave a baby in the house and I'm gonna go back to work? Yes, because that's the law. I'm like, okay, that's the law. Then I follow the law. And then I go back to work, and I remember I was sitting in my office, and I was having these terrible things to cough, how do you call it?
Pump.
Yes, and I was sitting there, I felt like a cow. It's like, and I was like, my baby is at home, 3 months old. I am here, career, pumping like this. Why? Because I am like a man. Motherhood should not be in the way. I can do as much as men. I work like men. I have a baby, no problem. I pump. And I think, I am in Europe, this is emancipation, this is humiliation. Because there is a complete denial of the feminine body. That you are a woman, you have a feminine body, you have hormone, you have a completely different system. There is a complete ignorance, but I was ignoring it myself, of course. So I did like, okay, I have to prove I am very successful and ambitious, and anyway, I continue. Until, of course, after a while, I had a burnout. Okay, burnout, tack, knocked out. I didn't want nobody to know about my burnout because I was coaching people, I was on television. What would people think of me? Because I am teaching women empowerment, and here I am sitting home with a burnout. Let's not talk about the burnout. So, because I was doing the body work, I could recover very quickly from the burnout. After a few months, I went back to work, but I couldn't. I couldn't lie anymore. I couldn't conform. I couldn't deny. And then I thought I have to walk the talk. I have these women coming to me, like a lot of women, they come to me especially for private coaching where they are already at the top of their organizations. And they tell me, you know, my whole life I've been functioning like men, but now I reached the top, I can show, I can do it, everything, but I want to be myself. Can you please bring me back, not here, but into here? And then I think I'm teaching this to people and I'm not doing it myself. And I was on the way to a second burnout. So I thought before we get there, I need to stop and then to get out of the system, because I loved my job. I like being an academic, I loved my students, I loved doing research, but the organization was so much in a masculine, conservative system, there was no space for innovation or authenticity or change. And then that's also something for me, it has to do about dignity. Maybe I can show you a film when I was, there is a documentary made about my work. And then when I was in Tunisia, like a moment when I really realized sometimes when you want to make your way, you have to stand alone. Maybe I have Roberto. So this is extract from the documentary who has been made about my work, and some of it has been in Tunisia. And I am here filmed in a graveyard. It's in the graveyard that I learned first as a child about leadership. Because as a child, there was so much violence in my family, sometimes I couldn't bear it anymore. So I would run to the graveyard, and there I would kind of go inside to meditate, and then to come to what do I want in life? But I don't know, can we see it? I live life intensely, we work intensely, but also in one moment it's gone. If I go back to my work, and especially about feminine capital and women leadership, I always also say to women that, Hestia, are you willing to stand up alone? Because there is a moment where you have to, when you want to take the leadership and you want to be a pioneer and you want to change, there is a moment where you will stand alone. And you will have everybody against you. Because you are a pioneer, you bring something new. If you can stand that, go. If you cannot, don't do it. And this is what I learned here in the cemetery. If I cannot stand this, then I stop. And also by like, what is the worst thing that could happen? Because my mother always said, shut up, shut up, shut up, don't provoke him, he's gonna kill you one day. And then when I arrive here, I think like, okay, well, then he kills me. It's like, then when I look at here, and then I think like, okay, then I will be laying here. Is that so bad? No. You know? But then I would lay there with dignity.
Thank you.
And it was for me about the dignity of being a woman. When we are at work, we carry the responsibility to show to the world, I am a woman. And that should be treated with respect. I have something to offer to humanity. I want dignity. And if you cannot see it, then I'm going to make you see it whether you like it or not. So.
Fantastic. Yes. Thank you so much.
I am on time, no? You know, when I say something very quickly, when I arrived to Europe, I was so stressed about time. So I did all kind of time management. And then in time management, I learned there is a time which they cannot, which endless, they call it even Arab time. I thought like, my God, I cannot do this. So I'm always on time now. I'm in Europe, I'm always on time. I'm very happy that I'm on time.
Tell us a little bit about what is courage for you?
Courage for me is, you know, my grandmother, she grew up in a harem. She was completely closed. And she always but she had this incredible balance between her masculine and feminine qualities, and she was ruling the whole tribe from inside of the house. I think that's quite an achievement. In a harem, analphabet, and she could manage that. And she had this courage to always say, it doesn't matter, but we deal with what we have. So this is something also I learned. And then she always said, try always to change the system from inside. Don't step out. I think maybe that's also one of the reasons why I stayed so long in the academic world and also doing the job, even though there are certain parts which were negative, because I wanted to change the system from inside, because once I step out, I don't have control. And this I learned from my grandmother. And my mother, she went further. She had the courage to go further, and she always said something which I don't say, you have always to do what you want, and in the worst case, you will succeed. Worst case. No expectation, try.
Yeah,
but you know, even though I knew all this, it was for me very, very difficult to take the decision, because I think the courage, at least I see it now, because now I'm really combining also in the academic world. When I'm asked to give lectures at university, I say I do lecture with the dancing, otherwise I don't. No, but we cannot do the dance. It's only academic. I said dance, body is also academic. I don't make compromises anymore. And the biggest lesson of courage for me is to be vulnerable and strong at the same time, to show vulnerability, really from inside. For me, it's very difficult to talk about my burnouts, for example.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank you so much for this evening talk and presentations. And so another big warm applause for our speakers here tonight. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, good. Okay. Kaouthar, could you,
Yes.
I want to ask you something.
Yes.
So you're saying that you do a lot of work on the body.
Yes.
Is there anything you can show us now this past 10 minutes before we go outside?
Would you like that?
Yeah.
I don't hear you. Okay. Alors, we're gonna do it organized. So I say something very quickly to the gentlemen. The dance, it's 5,000 years old. It's called in Arabic رقصة الإلهات, dance of the goddesses, which is really about going inside, but in a very simple way. The boys, they learn the dance with us until the age of 8, 10 years old. And after they go to the male world. But the movements, especially of the pelvis, are almost the same. The only thing, after they develop a masculine way of doing it. But the origin, when it comes to here, it's exactly the same. So gentlemen, don't feel like, ooh, it's a women dance, we are not involved. I would ask the men, especially for one thing which is very important, and this is something we always ask in Arab culture, just support us, that's all. For the rest, we do the job. Alors ladies, I would invite you to stand up, of course. Alors, okay, you stand up. You bend your knees a little bit and you start shaking. You shake. This is the way to just get from here to here. I teach this a lot. Women in corporate, they do this very often when they are alone in the office or they lock themselves in the toilet. It works very well in the toilet as well. So you go to the WC, you lock yourself, and you just like, you want to go down, 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 more. And please make the fat a little bit blah, 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 blah shake. You know? This is very positive dance for body image when you have a little bit of cellulite and fat and things. It's very well. Gentlemen also, huh? You shake. Even if you don't have cellulite, you just shake. Yeah, like this, taka, 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 taka. Okay, the hands, we stop the hands. We go with the hands like this. They are very stiff, the fingers. They are not like, no, they are very stiff from inside, but from outside they look very soft. Like this, okay. And then I go down along my head, my brain. So I acknowledge my brain knowledge. I go to the heart, and I go to the belly. And then I rise. And then again, I breathe in, and then I breathe out. Roberto, can I have number 1 or 2, I think. Yes. Here. Very slow, you go down. And then here. And every time it's like you make a conscious decision to go from your mind, the brain, down to the belly. And then you rise. And then we go down from the brain, heart, belly, and rise. Breathe out. Breathe in. Out. Again. And then again we go into the shaking. And then it's really to go down. And then with the hands, I take my hands and I go down. And here, and then I go down. Here, I activate the heart and the belly. And here, the heart and the belly. More to really let go. And let go, let go. Let go of judgments. Let go of negative thoughts. Let go of limiting beliefs. I cannot do that. I cannot make that choice. I cannot take that post. I cannot make that career. I have to adapt. Please stop conforming and adapting. Otherwise, it will take us 200 years before getting there. So just shake it out. All the limitation out. And with the hands, you go out of my system. Let it go and let it go, 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 let it go. And we're gonna expand. Expand. The gentleman, you expand small. You have enough expansion, it's okay. Please let us expand, you know? But anyway, the men, they do this movement small. The ladies, so you go here, side like this. It's my birthright to want that, you know? You are not doing me a favor. I want to get there, and I'm gonna get there whether you like it or not, right? And then back, side, front, and you expand, 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 expand. This is my space. I deserve that. I work very hard, and giving me the bullshit because I am a woman, this is not acceptable anymore, right? Okay, expand. Expand, more. This is especially for mothers, especially for mothers. The discrimination of mothers on the working floor and the whole floor is enormous. Because you have children is an handicap, but it's okay to have children to pay the pension, you know? When you get old, because we need the womb of the women to pay the pension, but we don't give them the space to work and have babies at the same time. Expand, allez, more, big. The space here, more. I'm not gonna work now with the pelvic floor muscles. This I'm gonna do tomorrow at 7:15. In a small thing, I'm gonna make you work with the inside muscles here, which is very interesting for the ladies. Shake. Then you learn to use these muscles in a different way, not only to have fun sexually or not. This is very limiting. You can also have a lot of potential here that you can differently. The shoulders, you let it go, behind you. One of the issues, continue, that women have a problem with everywhere, it's the problem of emotional expression because we swallow a lot. So again, you shake. I don't need to swallow emotion, so let it go. But on the other hand, I don't have to freak out on everybody, you know? So shake. So when you feel like you are at work and you are getting like, you go like, shake, more. And then breathe in, out. Shake more. The hands elegant. Très bien, bravo. Now we're gonna go to this, the breasts. So you put your hands here, you squeeze the perineum, it's a muscle between your anus and your vagina. You squeeze it very hard to block the lower body and to stay flexible at the same time. The masculine strength with the feminine flexibility, right? And you go with your chest, you go side, front, side, back, like this, here. So this is something very, very important for women because we are not using this part of the body. Observe men. Men, when they want to be a little bit macho, they go like this. But we don't go, we go like this. Because we have breasts, you know, and they might think, who might think what? More. Oh. They can think what they want. This is something I learned in Arab, in Muslim culture, you know. It doesn't matter what you do, even if you cover yourself with 1,000 tissue, they're gonna always find a way. So just forget it. Use the breasts here and then to manifest here. Self-confidence. I cannot say I am self-confident, you know. It's like, rack. And then here, you squeeze and you go like this. And whoop, more. It's to stand up for what I think is the right thing. I think, I want, that's good. It's really to manifest more, the chest, more. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, out. And then we're gonna do this. I have a lady, we do this, a lady in Holland, she's on the top of a bank, and they hired her after the economic crisis to keep an eye on the gentlemen who are doing too much risk management with money, and then it's not going okay. So she came in a team of 6 men, and she's supposed to control them. She was having horrible time. And then she came to me, she told me, okay, I need to find another way how to. So we worked a lot on this. I said to her, you don't go at work and say like, it has to become natural. And then she was doing this for 2 months. And then one day she came to me, she said to me, oh, you know what happened? Continue. I said, what? Today I was in a meeting and I was getting so pissed because they didn't want to listen. And then at a certain point I said, and now it's enough. And then they all did And then she said, and they all did like this, and they were silent. It works, it works. I said, of course it works. Because my son, since he was a baby, when I say something like, don't do that, he doesn't look at my eyes, he looks at my breast, because like, don't do this. Like, So shake, 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 shake. This is a little bit the playful. At Win, you had today this little business card, you remember? To be lighter, right? You remember? Light and fun. We are women, we are taking also job too serious. It's very important to have this little fun together, this little space where we enjoy, where we are like little girls, where we are naughty, where we are not following the rules, where we don't care. And this is this movement like this. And you're gonna go now with another lady or man, and you go with your back like this, and you're gonna like this. You know? Light, keep it light, go, go, go. The back against the back, the back against the back. Go, 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 go. Light, 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 more. Back against the back, like this. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light. More. Okay, and the last thing is this one. This, hip. Roberto, number 2. This is to make space for yourself, for your ideas, for your dreams. So everything negative, you push it out, push it out, push it out, 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 out. And every time you squeeze, 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 push it out, out, out. You want to make your way to the top, learn to push the obstacles away with your hands. Gracieusement, out, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way. Roberto, higher. And we're gonna go a little bit faster with the hips, but the hands stay very slow. This is how we like the action dynamic of the hips, but softness, sensuality, femininity of the hands. Hips are very, very strong, very dynamic. The hands are soft. You bend the masculine and the feminine at the same time in your body. Action and at the same time flow. The hands are flowing, the hips shake, 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 shake. More. Tack, 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 tack. Breathe. more, the sky is the limit, right? More, yes. And the last thing I'm gonna teach you what Arab women they do, which is wonderful, is to go. We're gonna do it with style. We're gonna do it again, one more time, Roberto, with an intention. Intention, yes, I am a woman. Yes, I am a woman, and I lead like a woman with the support of the gentleman, of course. Huh? Alors, here we go. Bravo.